it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys my June TBR for 2017. I'm a little late, but that's okay. There are a bunch of readathons this month, so let's get started. The first readathon that I'm going to be participating in is the year-a-thon readathon, which happens every single month. I tell you guys all the time about this readathon. It's on Goodreads. I will leave the link down below. I will also leave the card for the year-a-thon video that I made back in December telling you what all of the themes and challenges are for every single month until December. This month's theme is to catch up or finish a series, and the challenge is to read a book with the main character is your age. Did I say that right? Read a book where the main character is the same age as you. There you go. So my first book that I want to talk about is A Beautiful Evil. This is by Kelly Keaton. I was supposed to read this a couple months ago and I never got to it. And this is the sequel to Darkness Becomes Her, which I've shown you guys before. This is a YA urban fantasy. I absolutely loved the first book, so I am definitely hoping to love the second one. Sometimes books have that sequel syndrome where they're just like a filler book for the third, and I hope that's not the case for this series. So there's that one for the theme. Now for the challenge, I'm going to be reading The Last Asylum by Barbara Taylor. I'm not sure when Barbara went into the insane asylum. I'm assuming she was in her 30s. If I'm wrong, oh well, I'm going to read it anyway. I'm 36, so I don't know if I'm just going to go into a book and be like, oh, the character is exactly 36. It's hard to, you know, find books that have characters that are the exact same age as you. If it was 30, that's one thing. You know, like the main numbers, 30, 16, 18, those kinds of things make sense. But 36 is kind of an odd number. So hopefully she's in her mid-30s when she goes into the asylum, and then I will be able to use this without cheating. I really do want to read this book. I was supposed to read it last month, and I'm super excited to pick it up. Okay, the next readathon that is taking place in June is the Read-a-rama. I'm not sure what round we're on. The Read-a-rama is hosted by Elizabeth over at the Owlery Books. She also hosts it with other ladies from BookTube. I will leave all of their links down below. Now, this readathon is going to be taking place next week. So it's from the 11th through the 17th, and there are 7 challenges. The first one is to read 7 books. We'll see if I do that. That's hard for me to imagine me doing next week because school's almost out and I have a lot of things to do still. So the first book that I will be reading for the Read-a-rama is the first challenge. Well, it's actually the second challenge, and that is to read a book that is 150 pages or less. I looked all over my bookshelves and it was like 180, 200, 150 was actually really hard to find. So I do have here The Tribulations of August Barton by Jennifer LeBlanc. She is a subscriber. She's also an author. This is her novella. I am definitely looking forward to reading it, and I'm finally picking it up. And it's 100 and something, like 40, what is it? 141 pages. So I was perfect. It was right underneath that number. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. And her sequel comes out, I believe, this year. So yay, I'm excited. All right, the next challenge is to read, let me look down here, a book with water on the cover. Now, you guys might recognize this book here. This is Guile by Constance Cooper. I requested this from the publishers last year. I picked it up. I read 104 pages, and it wasn't catching like my interest. Like I was like, okay, it's kind of like a bayou, almost like a Louisiana type of feel book, but all the people are being mutated because of the water that they live in. And there's some kind of magical property in the water. I'm not sure what it is yet, and our main character is living alone with a talking cat, which is very strange. And now she's got this job where she works at the local university, and she has to figure out how to solve this mystery. So, I mean, all the elements are right, just the book wasn't catching my fancy at the time I was reading it. So hopefully I can finish it up during the Read-a-rama and give you guys my review finally, because it's been like a year. The next challenge is to read graphic novels. So I have two here that I borrowed from the library. I have Giant Days Volume 4, which I'm absolutely looking forward to reading. And then I have here Rick and Morty Volume 1. Now, I don't know anything about Rick and Morty. I told you guys a million times, I don't have cable. I don't know what station this is on. I'm thinking Cartoon Network. And, oh, Adult Swim. Is Adult Swim in Cartoon Network? I can't remember. Anyways, I've seen people draw pictures of this on Facebook or maybe YouTube, and it was super funny, and I didn't know what the reference were for, so I wanted to pick up the graphic novel when I saw it at the library. So there's that. If you've read this, let me know if it's good. The illustrations are pretty, you know, decent. So there's that. So if that's the case, if I read both of these books, then that will be 7 if I can actually read the other ones as well. Alright, the next challenge is to read a book that you are most anticipated, or your most anticipated reads. Now I'm cheating a little bit because I do have Marina from Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Zafón. This was my most anticipated read 2 years ago, and I do need to read it this month, so I'm going to be picking up this book for that challenge. The 6th challenge is to read an Own's Voice book, and because I already have enough books on my TBR, I decided to continue reading The Last Asylum. This is, of course, Own's Voice because it's a memoir, and so yeah, that's going to fill that challenge because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have this finished by this week. The last challenge for the Read-a-rama is to read a book that was released during the summer. It doesn't matter what summer it is. It could be this summer, so it could be June, or last summer, the summer before, yada yada yada. I chose Feral by Holly Schindler. This is a YA thriller. It came out in August, so that is a summer month, and it's kind of thick. I should probably start with this one because this is the longest book out of all of the books that I have for the Read-a-rama. We'll see. If I can get through all of those books, that will be fantastic. I've already read or finished 2 books this month, so go me. I need to get over this cold so I feel better. Otherwise, I'm just sleeping all day. So hopefully I can get through a lot of books next week, this week, the week after. That'd be great. All right. So now that was... Sorry, Joker. Okay, so that was the Read-a-rama. The 3rd readathon that I'll be taking a part in is the Emoji-a-thon readathon, and it's the entire month of June. Now this one, I don't believe it has a YouTube channel, but it does have a Twitter page. So I will leave the Twitter link down below along with the Word doc, or maybe it's a Google Doc. Yeah, it's a Google Doc, and it has all of the themes for the entire month that you can choose from. The whole thing is pick 4 books out of all of them, and that's the challenge, to read 4 out of all the different categories that you can choose from. I went a little overboard, and I picked, how many did I pick? 1, 2, 3, 4. I picked 5. Okay, that's not too overboard, but I wanted to give myself an extra book just in case I couldn't finish one of them. So the first challenge I have is something that was gifted to me, and that will be Eat the Sky, Drink the Ocean, and this is a bunch of different stories by a whole bunch of different Australian authors, edited by Kirsty Murray, Pyle Dar, and Anita Roy. This cover is freaking gorgeous. I got this for my birthday this year. It is a bunch of short stories, but it also has, let me show you, it also has graphic novel stories in it as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. It's also extremely short, so hopefully I can pick it up during one of the readathons maybe to kind of break up the books that I am currently reading. The next challenge that I will be doing is a cover buy. Now, this, my friends, is definitely a cover buy. I requested The Beast is an Animal by Peter Nell Van Arsdale by the publishers in February. I still need to pick it up. I am very late, but I do want to have a review out for them very soon. Hopefully this month. Definitely looking forward to this book. It sounds so fantastic. And again, look at that cover. I mean, why not? Alrighty. The next challenge is to read a book that makes you happy. Now, Meg here by Steve Alton is a book that makes me happy because this is Erica over at the Perks of Books' favorite book of all time. I hear her talking about it constantly. I've been telling her that I was going to read it for the last 2 years now, and I actually started it last night. I'm on page 8, and I'm just super excited to read it. It sounds fun. I really liked the battle between the T-Rex and the Megalodon in the very first chapter. Super cool. And so yeah, definitely loving it so far. Alright, the next challenge is to read a thriller or horror book. And I picked a thriller, and that is Don't You Cry by Mary Kubeka. This is my library book pick of the month. I don't have any picks like written down. I just mentally wanted to grab a couple from the library bag before they're due. This is a short thriller, so hopefully it goes quickly, and I believe that this is a adult. I could be wrong. It says single white female on steroids. Ooh, single white female was like the shiz back in the day. I mean, killing somebody with a stiletto is pretty graphic. I really liked that movie. So definitely looking forward to reading this book. Alright, and the very last pick for the Emoji-a-thon is a 2016-2017 release. And I forgot the book in the bathroom because I read it while I was in the shower this morning. 1 second. And that book is The Merciless 2 by Daniel Vega. This is the sequel to The Merciless, which is this. Well, you can't see it. This hot pink book right here. You can barely see. Definitely loving it. I am currently on page 142, which is chapter 13. I definitely want to continue. This one came out, I believe, last year in 2016. Let me double check, because if it didn't, then I can't use it. It did. It came out in 2016. And then the new one comes out, Merciless 3, I think comes out at the end of this year. I'm so looking forward to reading that one as well. So yeah. So those are all of the books that I am planning on reading for the Emoji-a-thon. Now the very last readathon that I will be taking a part in the month of June, in case you guys forgot what month it was, because I tend to forget constantly, is Maddie and B's new readathon. I'm super excited to be a part of this readathon, and it is called the Reading Double Readathon. It's going to be on the 24th and the 25th of June, so it's a weekend read, and there are 3 different ways you can do this. You can either read 2 books by the same author. So I will be reading The Merciless 2, because I don't think I'll have this finished by the 24th and the 25th. And I will also be reading this book here, which is The Burning, which I'm reading on my Kindle. And that is the first book in a duology, I believe, by Daniel Vega. But in that book, she goes by Daniel Rollins. So same author, different names. Alright, or you can do 2 books from the same series. So, you know, the first and second book, the second and third book, yada yada, you get it. Or you can do 2 books of the same color. So I was trying to find 2 books of the same color. So, for example, these are both black and purple. So technically, if I didn't have these read, I could read both of these on the 24th and the 25th. Just like that, or both blue books, or, you know. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, and then the very, very last book I want to tell you guys about for my TBR is The Drawing of the Three by Stephen King. This is my audio book for the month. I hope, I'm already pretty far in the book. I'm really hoping that I can get to the third book this month as well, but this is the sequel to The Gunslinger, which is the second book in the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. If you guys are not following along, I do have updates pretty regularly on Twitter, either on my main channel page or whatever it's called, my Twitter page, or at Stephen King 2017. I also post on that Twitter page. And it's an audio long. I will leave the card up here if you want to check out what books I will be reading for the rest of the year. If you want to join me in this quest to find the Dark Tower, please do so. Let me know down below. If you have read this series, I am absolutely loving this series. I love Roland. I think he's awesome, and I'm just digging the books in general. So, yes. There's all the books. It's a ton. I will show them to you quickly, and then I will wrap up this video. Okay, so here is my reading, well, excluding the 2 graphic novels that are on my bed. Extremely ambitious. However, a few of these books are already partially read, so hopefully that means I will be spending less time reading them and more time on the other books. I probably don't make any sense. Anyways, yeah, let me know down below if you are partaking in any of these readathons as well, what books you have chosen. If you've read any of these books, let me know down below what you thought of them. And that is it. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!